Okay, this area right here, this is what I call the south garden. It's a little bit larger than the north garden. The north garden was more of a container and box garden type of growing operation, where this out here, the south garden, is where I grow crops that that take a lot of room, where they're viney or the corn, because how corn grows in big rows and everything, so that takes up a lot of room. Right here is this is where I had the corn, and then right behind the corn was where I had the sunflower, and then right over here is where I had the zucchini, and then I had the cucumbers right here. I had cantaloupe right here, and then right over here is I had some potato mounds going. I didn't have the equipment to do all this. My neighbor did the disking for me, but I didn't have a rototiller to turn everything after. And what he does is he just turns this manure, the manure he gets from the cows right there, and he just empties out, when he cleans out the area for the cows, this is where he takes everything, so it makes this really nice and fertile. But yeah, this is where I had the corn last year. And yeah, I dug all this by hand. Well, the only equipment I really had, or tools, was a pick, a shovel, and one of those iron rakes. I kind of had a crudely made guerrilla garden going. What you see growing on the ground here was high grass, and I'd keep it trimmed down just around whatever crops was going, whether it was the cucumber or the zucchini, the corn. I just cleared everything. What I did was this thing called weed and feed, where at the time there was pigs. My landlord had some pigs, so I just, whatever weeds I did hack up and pick up, I just give it to the pigs. And then also what worked for me was when the frost came and I had all this high grass, there was high grass growing all over the place here, I chopped it with this weed whacking type of stick instrument, and I'd cover the zucchini with the grass, and it kept it from freezing stuff. So that worked out pretty good. But yeah, the garden was very, very crude looking. But it was functional. I got a pretty good yield out of it. We're approaching towards the middle of May, and the goal here is to try to get everything planted by Memorial Day weekend. So, counting down.